VriEvolution. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here. So today we are going to be doing a pick a card reading, and this pick a card reading is going to be quite triggering, my loves. All right. So this topic is about what part do you play in the chaos of your life. All right. So this is a topic that I got inspired by because I recently had an argument with a light worker, someone who thinks that they work for the light, someone who is indoctrinated by people like us who are spiritualists, who are tarot readers, who are healers, and us selling spirituality is something that this person thinks is demonic. And this really kind of got me in a sort of you can say a negative connotation about how he was perceiving all of us and people like us who are into this kind of an industry. And of course there are people in this day and age where they have to use their gifts in order to also keep themselves afloat and to keep themselves balanced financially as well. So this is something that this person did not understand, that there is a rise in inflation, that there are people who need to survive and take care of themselves, and that is why they have to use their gifts to survive in this day and age in the matrix. But this person did not understand that, and so this is a topic that is inspired by this person. So even though this person was kind of against people like me, I actually got inspired to do this reading for you guys because it's something that we all deal with. We all have our shadows. We all have a role that we play in the chaos that we attract in our life to be able to get inspired and learn from it and to gain wisdom from it. And this is what inspired this reading for me. So you will be able to see 3 options on your screen as of now. Pile 1 is the fox, pile 2 is the cosmic egg, and pile 3 is the golden egg. And as you can see, there are 2 major arcanas in this pick a card. All right, the cosmic egg and the golden egg is like the major arcanas. So definitely this is going to be a major reading. So if you are not ready to be triggered, or you're not ready to heal or to ascend or to master yourself, this is not a reading for you. All right, if you easily get triggered or you easily feel that someone is attacking you instead of you learning and gaining wisdom, then this is not a reading for you, my loves. Okay, maybe another time, maybe when you feel like you're ready is when you can tap back into this reading. All right, so just giving you that trigger warning. But apart from that, see the options on the screen. You can choose all the options, you can choose one option, you can choose 2 options. There are people who have resonated with all the options. At times people have not resonated with any, and I don't take that personally. I'm reading for a lot of people. All right, so see you in your reading, my loves. Peace. Do you play in the chaos of your life, my loves? All right, so the first thing that I want to tell you are the good parts of your personality, the parts of your personality which is very, very enchanting. I feel like pile 1, you're very enchanting. You're someone who is quite mysterious for other people to be able to point fingers at. It's not easy to be able to read you, to be able to predict what you're about to do next. All right, there's some mystery about you, the way you move, the way you make your decisions, the way you are making decisions in terms of your finances, in terms of your love life. Your movement is quite witty. Okay, very witty, very clever. Right, you could be very, very skillful in your business, and you also make great teachers. All right, so some of you could be in your own business, or you could be in the corporate industry, or you could be a teacher yourself. All right, and you are very quick to adapt to situations, pile 1, and you also are quick to learn, right? Especially in new situations, like in uncharted territories or unexplored situations. You're very calm, cool and collected, but at the same time you're very adaptable and you're very quick to be able to shapeshift into the reality in order to behave in the way that will be favorable and beneficial to you. And sometimes that also comes across as kind of selfish, kind of like you looking out for yourself in every decision that you make or in every situation that you're in. It's like people can kind of see that they are not able to read you, and that makes them think that you are selfish or you are self-motivated or that you have hidden agendas. Alright, so that's something that I'm picking up from your energy as well. But you definitely do have a very, very natural charisma when it comes to keeping things exciting in your life. You're someone who is very unpredictable, so it's like you keep things fresh, you know. People cannot be bored with you and around you. It's like you're constantly exciting people with new things or new experiments that you go through with your own personality. It's like people do not recognize how to label you or how to put you in a box. Alright, and initially that can be, you know, interesting and can be exciting, but it can also be threatening to some other people, right? So yeah, that is something that I'm seeing for you. Some people also think that you are too smart for your own good, and sometimes you can be too smart for your own good, or sometimes you can be a know-it-all, or you know, maybe at times you feel like you are wiser than you actually are, or you try to show people that you are wiser than you actually are, and that could also play a role in, you know, you attracting people who are similar on that frequency, and you being taught lessons from them through showing you a mirror to your personality, right? By attracting know-it-alls, by attracting sneaky, unpredictable people who do not know about their own identity, for example, you know, like that's also something that I'm picking up with you. Like, you do not have a keen sense of who you truly are on the inside. There is no grounded, rooted ability to know exactly who you are or pinpoint who you are, and that is why people cannot predict who you are or know who you are, and that creates a sense of you attracting, like magnet, certain people who bring that reality to you, that exact reality to you, and match your energy, and then you could victimize yourself, or you could feel like, you know, that why does this happen to me? But that's because, again, it's because you are not rooted and firm in the groundedness of your own personality. All right. Your energy also is very, very true to the people that are most dear to you, right? So I feel like you are someone who can protect, can provide. You're someone who can be a guardian at times when, you know, things seem dangerous or things seem very chaotic, or like, you know, there's no way to predict what's going to happen next. You are the best person to be able to risk yourself and to protect the people who you love in those situations, right? So that is also there, and there could be a sense of disconnection with your loved ones at times, though. You know, like, either you can be extremely protective of the people you love, but you also need a certain level of detachment from them, and this is what makes you unpredictable even to the people that you love. It's like people that you love truly, or that you truly trust, do not know whether they can trust you or they can rely on you, okay? And that causes for them to, like, love you, but at the same time be fearful of you, is what I'm picking up, pile 1, okay? And yeah, there's something about, like, slipping away from the grasp of other people, you know. That's something that also I'm picking up from your energy. Yeah, you're very, very keen, though. You're, like, very alert of situations. Like, you see how the fox's ears are, like, you know, very alert, right? So you're very alert about the conversations that are going on in the room. You're very observant as well, but there's a trickster side to you. There's a side to you which is good and bad. It's very contradictory, is what I'm picking up, and that attracts contradictory people to you. That attracts unpredictable people in your life. And even though maybe you want a certain kind of a life, you don't have it, is because you yourself are not sure whether you want it or not, okay? And that attracts people who are also unsure, and that is the role you play in that chaos that you attract in your life, my loves. Okay, so honestly, whenever you are in balance, pile 1, it's like you are very magical, right? You're very, very magical, you're mystical. People do not come across a person like you who's so strong, who's a strong mate, who's like a wise teacher, who's very smart beyond their years and things like that. That makes you very, very magical and an ingenious teacher. And you could also be monogamous, like you appreciate monogamy in people. You're not into polyamory, or you don't like to have multiple people because you like to focus on one person. But it's because of so many sides to your personality that that person finds it hard to be able to trust that you are monogamous as well. Okay, that's something that I'm picking up. And honestly, whenever you don't feel in balance, or whenever you are lacking some kind of a balance in your life, I feel like you become sneaky. Okay, like you start hiding what motives you have from people, or you start kind of being slightly private, to the point where, you know, people don't know what's up with you, or you completely detach from people or situations, even people that you love or trust, you know, and you build this cocoon and you start becoming more and more sneaky, or you start showing people a sneaky side to you whenever maybe you feel threatened, or you feel like something is wrong, and you feel a certain sense of danger or threat around the corner. You get imbalanced and you start acting or behaving sneaky, and that proves to people that you are kind of unsure of your own identity in some way, energetically, not literally but energetically. It proves to people that you are unsure of what you want, or unsure of your own self, and that makes them unsure of you, and that attracts situations where you have to be more unsure, where you have to be more sneaky, where you have to kind of lie, cheat, be a trickster, and things like that is what I'm picking up. Okay, and honestly, to be able to balance this energy out in your life whenever you feel imbalanced is to have a strong partnership or a connection in your life, right? A person that understands you and all aspects to you and doesn't judge you for it. All right, that's something that I'm picking up. Like maybe you feel easily judged, so you don't want to place an identity upon yourself so that you don't trigger people, or things like that, right? Because maybe you have been judged in the past for who you are, for what path you chose to follow in your life, for how rebellious you are or unpredictable you are. Maybe you have gotten a lot of judgments, and that causes you to feel like people who are pointing fingers at you are threats or are dangerous, and then you start becoming sneaky and dangerous even though you're not. Like you're not. You are a person who is monogamous, who's loyal, who's magical, you know. You're not a person that people can easily come across. Like you're a very rare individual. So that's what I'm picking up with you guys. Pile 1, all right? So let's see. What part do you play in the chaos of your life? Pile 1. We have the teacher. Wow. Wow, my loves. Okay. So there could be a certain level of manipulation that you bring in on the table, you know, whenever maybe you are teaching something to people. You could literally be a teacher, by the way, or you could be a person that has a lot of wisdom in their life because you've been through a lot of situations where you've had to be sneaky, where you've had to be manipulative, where you've had to have a lot of wits about yourself to get out of situations, to slip out of danger in some way. But because of those situations, somewhere you have also absorbed the shadow qualities of the people that you have come across in your life, where at times you could use manipulation to teach people things in order to be of your benefit, where people favor you because of what you're teaching, rather than thinking about spreading the truth. You could spread the kind of truth that benefits you in the long run. Is what I'm picking up, all right? And there could also be this ability to be teaching negative traits and destructive skills to people at times. You know, like you could teach people to be a bit manipulative, or be duplicitous, or at times save themselves by being shadowy themselves, like being destructive towards people themselves in order to save themselves. And this at times makes people kind of think whether you are a righteous being or you are someone who's actually, you know, deceiving people or being duplicitous towards people. Alright, because you actually have a great communication skill, you know, you have the ability to communicate beautifully, and sometimes people think that, you know, that wisdom or that kind of knowledge of being able to speak so beautifully can be in a way only beneficial to you, you know, and you teach people only what you want them to know, or you only show people what they need to see, is what I'm picking up with your energy. Okay, and this is what could make other people who are also similar to that energy be attracted towards you, to be able to teach you certain lessons as well, just like you teach people lessons about being able to communicate their knowledge or experience or skill or wisdom, right? Because you have a lot of experience, you have a lot of skills and wisdom, but do you use that in the rightful way or in a way to kind of manipulate for your own benefit? That is something that people are kind of back and forth about with your personality, pile 1. All right, we have freedom. Wow. Okay, so pile 1, I feel like you are a person that loves your freedom. You are a person that loves your independence. You love being sovereign. You love making your own decisions, you know, but sometimes that freedom can be seen as you stepping on people's heads, toes to get what it is that you want, and if people do not give you the freedom to be yourself, then you can start becoming sneaky or manipulative or destructive, or, you know, kind of impart wisdom or skills or knowledge that can at times be used in a negative way. So either people think that you teach people destructive skills yourself, or that you could be destructive to yourself to be able to have that freedom in your life. Okay, and people see that within you as well. So somewhere that craving for wanting freedom in your life constantly and teaching people to be free themselves can cause other people who are indoctrinated or at times extremely traditional feel like you are attacking them in some way, or make them feel like you are culturally demeaning people who are based on traditions and philosophies and things like that. So this is a blessing and a curse for you, pile 1, that you will have to deal with, and you will have to understand these energies to be able to bring it into harmony and balance. All right, and that can only happen when you have like a solid partner who understands that you need that freedom, but at the same time that you can grow within that freedom within a partnership as well. Like, you don't have to be free of a partner to be able to express your freedom, is something that's coming through, because I know that you want monogamy, you want a person in your life, you want someone who you can share your life with, right? But you can come across as someone who really enjoys freedom, so there's this contradictory nature to you, right? And that is what spirit wants you to heal in order for you to kind of purify the chaos that you tend to manifest in your life, in sense of like people teaching you, you know, how freedom is done by being manipulative towards you or duplicitous towards you, by showing you what freedom is truly like, and them having that ego of showing you that, you know, this is what freedom is all about, and them manipulating you, or kind of having a lot of negative traits and being destructive towards you and the relationship in the name of freedom. Okay, that's something that's coming through. So this is a major lesson for you, pile 1 as well. Okay, so let's see the next card. We have surrender to complete healing. Wow. Yeah, it says here, open fully to loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional and spiritual healing, right? So there could have been times when you manifested people in your life that could have physically brought a lot of chaos in your life. So it could be certain kinds of violence, or certain kind of mental abuse, you know, and emotional manipulation, spiritual manipulation in the form of teachers, like people who you could have attracted as teachers, or people who are higher up than you, in terms of you wanting to learn from them, you wanting to be a student, and you understanding that these people didn't have their life together, or didn't have themselves together in terms of their own physicality, their own emotionality, their own spirituality. They could have not been rooted and firmly grounded in what they believe in. They had a lack of identity within themselves to be able to truly assess the situation and be able to teach you in the best way possible. Either you could have attracted people who were extremely good with communication and imparting their skills and knowledge and wisdom, and teaching you how to heal yourself and how to improve yourself and how to emotionally, physically, mentally and spiritually balance yourself, to teachers who could have been extremely imbalanced in those areas as well, right? And there could have been that kind of manipulation that was going on, and Spirit is asking you to heal those aspects within yourself, because there are parts within you that are still not healed and that require complete healing. And that is what makes you kind of fragmented in terms of, with the earth kind of split in half. It's like one aspect of you is very righteous and wanting to do good things for people and helping improve other people's lives and teaching them the best skills and knowledge and wisdom based on your own experience, versus the other side of you, which is very, very destructive to yourself as well as others by being duplicitous and manipulative and not knowing how to heal, but still being a know-it-all and teaching people certain skills and tricks that can benefit you financially maybe, or in some way, shape or form, because you have seen that aspect of the world where people do take advantage like that, and so you doing it won't harm it as much, or things like that, like you justify it to yourself that it's okay if I do this small thing, maybe I can be a little sneaky and steal some ideas from another person and gain some kind of knowledge from it, and then share it with people. But that aspect itself is kind of making you contradictory, and people feel a lack of trust when they energetically meet you, and you attract people who can create more of that lack of trust in your union, where either they want more freedom or they are unhealed, so they become codependent or latch onto you, and then you having to prove to them that you need that freedom, and there's that vicious cycle again, right? Beautiful. Okay, so let's see this. Okay, we have the 6 of Cups here. Okay, it says teaches rhetoric and languages, gives one a good reputation, makes one beloved by friends and foes. All right, so wow, pile 1. No wonder you are such a complex personality, such a rare personality, that you actually can make your enemies fall in love with you, okay? Because they are intrigued, they do not know what to expect from you next. And this is something that also makes you and that dark side in you, that shadow side in you, very excited. Like it thrills you, I can see that, okay? It makes you feel that, you are teaching your enemies something, or you're teaching the people who are imbalanced something, because you know a lot more than them, or you have experienced a lot more than them, and somewhere that is the reputation that you are building upon, based on the experiences that you've had. So definitely you have a good reputation, you are beloved by your friends, so your friends love you, your people in your surroundings, people in your work, in your friendships, people who you're friends with, they really cherish you, they love you. But at the same time, there is an aspect of you that is very like they can't put a finger on that aspect of you, and that makes them kind of keep a certain level of distance, where they are not vulnerable to you, but they expect to have freedom from you as well at times, and that makes the lack of vulnerability occur in relationships or in friendships or in business connections as well. All right, you could literally be teacher here, because we have teachers here, so something about teaching, something about teaching languages, or maybe you know multiple languages, and this makes you believe that you have a high IQ, and that you are intelligent, and that you are very rational, logical, capable of having a lot of wits about you in difficult and dangerous situations. But at the same time, I'm picking up something about your childhood. So maybe since your childhood, you have had to kind of adapt to situations. Maybe you have had to change a lot of schools, change a lot of houses. You never felt grounded in a particular family unit, in a particular friend unit. You constantly had to go from one friend unit to another to be able to discover certain fragmented parts of yourself, And Spirit is saying that you're not fragmented, as long as you realize that this is how you are actually playing a role in the chaos of your life, in the fragmentation of your own being. Is by not going deep into your childhood, is by not looking at how can you completely heal from parts of yourself that were fragmented since the beginning, when you felt judged, when you felt like you were being taught something that was harmful to you, something that was negative towards you, something that was destructive for yourself. When were those times? When, you know, people who were elder than you taught you certain negative connotations about your life, and to look deeply into them and to then heal them, you know. That's something that's coming through as well. Then we have dependent. Yeah, look at that. You attract dependent people. That is the reason why you attract people who get very, very dependent on you. It says could be that they are only with you for financial, sexual or emotional reasons. This is the kind of people you attract, pile 1. This is the reason why this is how you're playing the role of, you know, I forgot the topic itself. Pile 1. Yeah. This is the role you are playing in the chaos of your life. Exactly. Yeah. So you attract people who are financially, sexually, emotionally codependent on you, right? And it's because of your lack of healing emotionally, physically and spiritually and mentally, right? That is where you're not paying attention, and Spirit wants you to pay attention to these aspects of yourself so that you stop attracting people who are dependent on you. Maybe at times you could have felt very codependent as well on people for financial reasons, for sexual reasons, for emotional reasons. Why? Because you never felt complete in these sections of your life, in these categories of your life. You felt like you had to depend or rely on someone else to be financially stable, to be able to be independent yourself, and to then, you know, impart knowledge based on being dependent on other people, and then teaching people about freedom, about, you know, being independent, and, you know, not being dependent on anyone else, and you being dependent yourself. It's like people kind of sense that duplicitousness in you at times, right? Or being sexually dependent and teaching people about sexual independence, or being emotionally dependent and teaching people about emotional independence. Or you could have come across such personalities as well that could have made you lack that sense of kind of seeing how they were a mirror to your personality, of those unhealed parts of yourself, right? That you will be healing through this reading as well. Okay? Because you possess the power and the free will to create your own happiness. You don't need to rely on other people's happiness to be able to feel happy for yourself, right? So that's beautiful, my loves. Let's see. The next card for you is put on blast for their toxic internet schemes. Interesting. So pile 1. There could be certain cyberbullying that you could have come across as well. Alright, or you could have done it yourself. At times you could have faced a lot of internet trolls, or people who insulted you online, or people who started rumors about you, or maybe you could have come across people who hacked your account, discredited you, because maybe you could have stolen certain intellectual property from someone, or you could have at times seen someone else's hard work and been very felt like a little bit greedy about that and wanted that for yourself, so you kind of changed it up and portrayed it to be your own content, or things like that, you know. Or you could have had certain streaks of racism within you, or wanting to punish people, you know, for what you went through, right? And this is how you could have been playing that role of attracting chaos in your life as well, right? Yeah, so let's see. We have lonely and we have indulgement. Yeah, look at that. There's bribery here. So either you could have been bribed, or you could have bribed someone as well in your life. And that is because you felt a lack of self-empowerment to be able to do things righteously, that you take these routes at times, or you become corrupted yourself because you see the corruption in the world and you see how the corruption wins at times, or you see how there's freedom in being able to express that side of yourself and still go unnoticed or unhinged. And that is because you have felt lonely, my loves. You have felt isolated, alienated and friendless. Also, like there could have been groups of friends that rejected you, that criticized you, that made you feel like you're weird, you're eccentric, you're rebellious, that you do not fit in with us, and they could have bullied you. You could have went through bullying as well. You could have went through all these things yourself, my loves, and that could have made you feel very much like that, you know, without temptation, you cannot lure people into your life. Without corruption, you cannot manipulate people to stay in your life, is what I'm picking up. So you would rather keep people dependent on you, and you portraying this sense of freedom in their life, to be able to be like a safe haven for people, to feel that they are completely healing in your presence, but rather it's just a facade of them feeling that way, and it's not the truth. And now with this reading, I feel like you understand what I'm talking about. All right, it's a very triggering reading, I understand, but this reading is going to give you the basically the guidance on how you can move forward. Okay, yeah, I do see you going through a lot, my loves. Okay, pile 1, and I understand, I see you. I want you to know that even though you feel lonely, even though you feel like that at times the world has been out to get you, and so you've had to learn how to get people yourself, or you've had to learn how to manipulate yourself or be duplicitous yourself, that is still a distorted sense of gaining power in this world, or that's a false sense of feeling empowered. All right, that's a false sense, and it is something that you have learned since your childhood. Maybe you could have grown up around parents who were like this, who were very duplicitous, who were corrupt, who accepted corruption, or who were corrupt themselves, right? Or friends who were like that, or people in business who were like that, and it could have made you become extremely alert and hyper vigilant and sharp, and wanting to be duplicitous yourself. But Spirit is saying that these aspects of yourself need healing, so that you don't continue doing that, my loves. Okay, all right, so pile 1, let's see what Spirit wants to advise you about this. All right, what is the advice that Spirit wants to give you pertaining to this spread? What is the advice, Spirit, for pile 1 pertaining to this spread? Wow, we have 2 cards for you: Lay of the Land, Ancestral Wisdom, and we have Benefactor in reverse, which is Grace and Generosity in reverse. All right, so Spirit, with this advice, my loves, with the reds, I'm seeing root chakra. Okay, so your root chakra needs balancing. It needs a period where you go into your ancestral lines and see where your mother, your father could have been like this, could have been extremely maybe rebellious, but at the same time duplicitous, and at the same time corrupt. Where was corruption in your bloodline? Where was certain traumas relating to these things, where your parents did not feel generous towards the world, or did not feel graceful towards the world, and where that kind of affects you and your bloodline, and how you can heal that, right? So let me read this for you. 34 could be significant, or number 3 could be significant, okay, or 4 as well. 3, 4. 34 could be an age, 3 could be a life path number, 4 also, or birth date as well. 3, 4 could be a birth date. 5, 2, 6 as well. Okay, let's see. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Interesting. All right. Yeah. Let me read this for you. So we have 34. All right. Past lessons, being well informed, and ancestral wisdom. There are times when you are meant to discover and explore new terrain in your life, even to be part of a wave of change. This is one of those times, and what you are contemplating is perhaps new to you, but others have laid well-worn paths and left wisdom for you to rely and reflect upon. This is so you have a better understanding of the potentials and possible pitfalls on your journey. When you know the lay of the land, you are able to fully experience what is being offered to you. This is a wonderful time to seek a mentor or good advice from an expert or an elder. That way, you will be able to meet life's opportunities and challenges well informed. Knowing you have a map, now you can be curious about what else is here. This is a path that promises success in all areas. Where others before you have dared to tread, you will discover the treasure they have left behind for you to make your own, right? So there are people who have not literally healed their ancestral line. But with you, this ends, pile 1. With you discovering a mentor, someone who is an expert who has done this kind of healing, or someone who talks on this subject. For example, I talk on this subject, so if you book a tarot reading with me, I will be able to guide you on where there are fragments of your personality that have scattered around, and how you can take back and reclaim those parts of yourself through this ancestral wisdom, right? Your ancestors could speak through me, is what is coming through. So not just me though, there could be other mentors like a therapist or a counselor or someone who you trust, who you can go to and who you can reveal these parts of your past to, so that you can understand how it affects you in today's world, as well as how you can have more grace and generosity towards yourself for what you have been through, and to be able to heal those parts of yourself successfully, my loves. Okay, in this lifetime you are able to heal completely, is what is coming through, but for that you have to be brave enough, is what is coming through in this card. You have to be well informed and brave enough, and not be a know-it-all in terms of, no, I don't need healing, I don't need any kind of, correction, I am complete by myself. That comes into that ego category then, where you are, even though you are curious to learn, you still kind of retract from it because you feel you are not imperfect and that you are perfect. And that's not true. There are parts of you that need to be perfected and need to be a little bit, the screws need to be tightened a little bit for you to be able to experience this complete healing for yourself. Pile 1, alright? So that's coming through as well. Now let's read the other card for you, which is number 3, benefactor in reverse. I feel like, there have been a lack of benefactors in your life, of people who have been graceful with you, of people who have been generous with you and given to you the kindness that you have given them back. It's like you have not received that equal give and take from people, and that could have at times made you feel like, why should you extend the generosity when you don't get it in return, or why should you extend that grace when you have never received that in return? And Spirit is coming through to tell you that it's not about what you get, but it's about giving and then eventually seeing the fruits of your labor come back tenfold to you. And it's about having that faith without seeing results and without seeing an evidence or proof, taking that step in front of you before seeing the step is what is coming through for you. All right, so benefactor, it says here, grace and generosity, gifts, support and mentoring. Wow, this is another card of mentoring here. So it says the benefactor weaves her energy into your life. You are putting on notice that all manner of positive reinforcement is coming your way. The universe wants to let you know that just as you have been generous with others, serving with your gifts even in the smallest capacity, so will you be rewarded in myriad ways, which you have not been doing, pile 1. Okay, and you need to start being more generous to see this proof. All right, that's why Spirit is coming through to tell you this. The most beautiful gift the benefactor gives you is the recognition that you are stewarding and sharing abundance on behalf of a higher source, one that is always working through you. The motives for her generosity to you, as well as yours to others, are intangible, although you will see the results reflected in the material world. The benefactor reminds you that it's in the purity of your desire to share without the need for reciprocity that paradoxically your initial generosity is reciprocated tenfold. What was I telling you, pile 1, my loves? Okay. Oh, this is beautiful. I love this for you guys, pile 1, okay? And I love you. No matter your imperfections, I see all of this in you and I still love you from the bottom of my heart. So know this, okay? Know this, that you are lovable, that I love you, and that the world loves you, okay? Even though you have felt lonely, you have felt rejected. These people were not supposed to be a part of your path. So know that, okay? So yeah, it says here, it is reciprocated tenfold, seemingly without any connection to the original act. Dream sharing and caring into being, and you will be amazed to see this vibrant seed take root and spread. Do it just because, and the benefactor will give you her blessing. Wow. Pile 1, your ancestors are coming through in this reading. I'm having goosebumps right now. Your ancestors are coming through to tell you that your abundance is waiting right around the corner, okay? That your success, that your abundance, that your love is waiting on the other side of you doing this healing for yourself, and it will just be gracefully given to you, generously given to you, as long as you can be generous with others, as long as you can be graceful and impart knowledge based on your highest timeline, based on your highest experiences and the truth of your experiences, without feeling a shame or a guilt or a sense of feeling like that nobody will understand you, because the people who are not understanding you are not meant to be on your path, and you cannot judge them based on that. It's their path, right? So this is what I have for you, pile 1. I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments down below how you did. Alright, for zodiac signs, by the way, some of you like hearing that. So I do see Leo, I see Taurus, I see Scorpio, I see Virgo, I see Gemini, I see Cancer. Alright, Gemini very strong here, Cancer as well. Alright, my loves. So this is what I have for you. Let me know how you felt. Also, if you would like to book a personal reading with me for you, pile 1, I would definitely recommend one. Check out the description box below if you're an international user. And since I'm from India, there's a tarot booking form in my Linktree link in the description box below. Alright, if you are feeling extra generous and would like to donate to this channel, you can do so. To see more of these unique readings come through on this channel, to my PayPal. My PayPal is also given in the description box, my loves. And also you can donate to me certain tarot decks and oracle decks from my wish list from USA as well as India. So if you're from either of those countries, you can gift me tarot and oracle decks, which will come straight to my house, and I'll be able to use them for your readings as well. Alright, so pile 1, I truly am so honored to be able to do this reading for you, my loves. Alright, and peace. So pile 2, what part do you play in the chaos of your life? The card that you chose, my loves. My goodness, okay, the cosmic egg. So this card itself is showing me, first of all, the good sides of you, the sides of you which are very aligned to the divine. Okay, I see a lot of your chakras being very balanced and very aligned. I feel like that you could have had certain spiritual experiences where you could have had a Kundalini awakening, okay, or you do Kundalini yoga, or you are very deep into your spiritual practice. And for you to be able to come to this reading and see why you attract chaos, or why you manifest certain difficult situations in your life, or why you did initially in the past, whatever it may be, it's truly an honor for me to be able to do this reading for you guys. Okay, you're very elevated spiritually. You are my people, you're my pile who has gone through a lot of difficult situations. I definitely sense that, I feel that. All right, and it could have been difficult situations in like multiple areas of your life as well, and this could have caused a spiritual awakening in your life. It could have caused you to see a lot of difficult things in people that you loved, in people that you were graceful and generous towards, in people that were very close to you, people that you trusted. Basically, you saw a very chaotic, dark side within them, maybe very early on in life, or you know, in the middle, in the midway through your life. I feel like you are seeing or have seen a lot of this, a lot of darkness in your life, and this created a sense of you basically moving towards spirituality, moving towards cosmic consciousness, moving towards your higher self, your highest potential in this life, because the worldly things did not easily please you, or does not easily please you. Pile 2, all right. So that could be one reason, all right, why you could attract a lot of dark beings. Okay, either beings that need a lot of healing, or beings that want to kind of cage you, my loves. Look at that, cage you, right? Kind of trap you with them, kind of I'm hearing suffocate you, or yeah, okay, I'm getting some very dark downloads here, so this will tell you whether this is your pile or not. Some of you could have gone through a lot of violence in your life, violence in terms of your love life, or parental violence as well, where your parents could have been extremely violent on you, or in your younger years, or it could have been your romantic relationships where your partners got extremely possessive to the point that they wanted to strangle you, or they hated you for no reason. You could have attracted a lot of hateful people, or people who wanted to possess you, tame you, control you, or have complete dominion over you in some way. Okay, and it's because of the light within you. You see how this egg is shining? It's like sparkly, right? So these people saw that shine mind. They saw that spark in you and they wanted to strangle it. They wanted to uncover it with their corruption, with their darkness, with their demonicness within them. Okay, it's like that demonic energy within them came out when they saw your light exist in this world in some way. Okay, so if you're not resonating until now, pile 2, then this is not your pile. All right, very clear and very evident. These energies are in your pile. All right, so yeah, that's something that I'm picking up. You could have come across a lot of snakes in your life, a lot of people who were manipulative and very very territorial about you as well, in a very negative, harmful way, in a way that they could cause you harm or danger if you left their side, or if you left their presence, or if you did not give them energy to be able to survive. So some of you could have attracted a lot of energy vampires, a lot of narcissists, sociopaths, psychopaths, manipulators, people who wanted to abuse their power over you as well, and that is their karma, that you were meant to kind of be a beacon of light, to be able to show them a mirror to what they were not seeing within themselves, which is that light that you shine within you is the same light that they have within them. But they got triggered by it. They did not see that loving energy as something that you were giving without wanting anything in return. It's like they saw that that you were doing this, that you were very selfless, that you did not want anything in return, and they wanted to strangle it to death or something like that. Okay, so you could have had a lot of people who you could have dealt with criminals, or you could have dealt with relationships where people that you dealt with were very into like underworld things, into things that are not generally accepted by society, and things like that. You could have had certain experiences like that in your life as well. Pile 2. All right, very, very deep pile here. Okay, so yeah, definitely for you, pile 2, I do see that you are a being of light. So like, you come from higher dimensions to be able to enlighten people in this life. Okay, you are here to be able to help people align their chakras. You are here to be able to show people the light within their darkness as well. So you have come here. Okay, wow, this is deep. Pile 2. You guys have actually come to show people the side of light, which is also terrifying to experience, is what I'm hearing. And now I know you might have a lot of mixed emotions. Okay, that's the word I saw immediately, intuitively, when I said that, is you could have mixed emotions about this. You're like, how is that even possible? That's so contradictory. That how can light, love and energies of feeling that warmth, that energy of reciprocity, that energy of oneness, unity, be terrifying? And it's because there is power in that. There is power in love, there is power in unity, which cannot be overtaken by darkness. And there is a reason for that. It's because there is strength, and more strength in that. And that is why it is more terrifying than the darkness. Pile 2, okay? Pile 2, your pile, oh my goodness. Okay, let me know in the comments down below who you guys are, because you are part of my soul group. Okay, you are part of my soul group. All right, so you are here to teach people about that. You're here to teach people about how darkness is not as terrifying as the light, because there is strength and power in love that even empowers the gods and goddesses and energies beyond them. Love is what unites them all. So imagine the power in that love, imagine the power in that unity, in that oneness, in that light. That is a different kind of light that we're talking about, right? We're not talking about that love and light and unicorn farts and rainbows, whatever, right? We're not talking about that these new age people talk about. We're talking about a different kind of light that you have. Pile 2. Okay, and this has triggered a lot of demonic beings that wanted to take a hold of you from very early on, from a very early age, to be able to tame your light. But it's like I'm seeing that the snake itself is kind of its skin is burning by touching you. So I feel like the more people tried to grab a hold of you, they felt like you are a hot coal. Yeah, that is the energy you have within you, pile 2. Okay, so what role do you play in the chaos of your life is You are here to master the chaos in your life. This is why you are here. This is why you are here to teach the beings of chaos on how powerful and chaotic light can be, how terrifying light can be, and yet how peaceful and how powerful peace is, right? Peace can be terrifying as well. Imagine a being of peace and the powers it holds versus a being of complete darkness and of complete terror and fear and chaos. Imagine the two beings together. Who do you think wins the battle? Pile 2. Who do you think that wins the battle? Let me know in the comments down below if you're resonating with this, right? This is what you're here to teach them. You are one of the 66%. You are the force of the good against the force of the bad, which is what this universe consists of, is 66% good and 33% evil. And you are one of the 66% here, okay? And you're here to master that chaos, to be able to go through enough chaos and then teach people how chaos is not the answer to their evolution, to their enlightenment, to their ultimate power. Power is not in the darkness. Power is not in the corruption and manipulation and deception and distortion and fragmentation and manipulation. It's not in that. Those are just fragmentations. Those are just broken parts and, you know, the trashed parts of enlightened beings. That is just the garbage of enlightened beings, I'm hearing. Wow, pile 2, who are you? Pile 2, just one card and I'm going in on it, like, okay? So you are here to teach people the infinite within the finite, okay? You're here to complete your enlightenment. You're here to achieve complete harmony. And this is why you are face to face with one of the highest demonic powers, and that power trying to tame and control your light and feeling like they are burning, like their skin is burning, like their being is burning, like their own impurities are burning through your presence. Oh my God, pile, this is scary. I'm scared of you, pile 2. Let me tell you that. I am scared of you, okay? So, all right, let me get back to the reading right now. So, let me ground myself. All right. Some of you are smiling, I can feel it. All right. So, I feel like the path that you have chosen in this life is something that you have thought of for quite some time in the spirit world, and then you were like, okay, I have to get this done because there are not many people who will be brave enough to do this in this world. All right. And there's a lot of self-effort that you have applied in this life, a lot of grace towards people who could have done this to you, who could have been very, very demonic towards you, to be able to show people that you don't have to use force, you don't have to use violence, you don't have to use evil to win against evil, is what I'm hearing. This is what you're teaching people as well through your presence. All right. And there are a lot of self-limiting beliefs that you are here to uplift in humanity. Humanity is very self-limiting. They have imposed certain limiting beliefs on themselves that keeps them trapped in self-imposed prisons that you are meant to lift from people. All right, these strongholds that people have over the beings of light, where people have gotten very, very struck by this matrix, by the negative entities that are holding these light beings up. It's like you are here to enlighten them. You're here to help them see their highest power, see their highest potential, right? So yeah, at times you could have felt like you will never get there, like you will never be able to accomplish your mission, like you will never be able to enlighten others, that you will never be able to help others, heal others, because there's so much corruption, so much darkness. At times this darkness could have taken over you, you know, where you felt like you were alone, you were lonely, that you were disconnected from others, right? And you could have felt this. At times you could still feel like this, and that's when these demonic attachments can get a strong hold on you in this journey of life. All right. So, at times, though, even during these times, you feel flashes of interconnectedness in spirit and towards spirit and towards your highest potential, right? Which stays with you. It's like this feeling of peace and of the power within that love and peace just never leaves you, pile 2. No matter what you go through, no matter how harsh the circumstances are, those flashes of enlightenment don't leave you. okay? So there's a lot of fragmentation in modern life that you are meant to shatter, and you are meant to bring beings back to wholeness, all right? It's through the power of this energy that you are reminded of the cosmic contract that was written at the beginning of your life, pile 2, that you are meant to hold on to for life, and life holds on to you for this, and the journey is complete once you complete this journey. But you know that there is infinity, that there is infinite ways that you go on. But what do the beings that come across your life do with that information is up to them. You cannot heal everyone, you cannot help everyone, and at times that could be a cause for the chaos that you attract in your life. Is the more you want to heal people, the more you attract these kind of people in your life, and it is a blessing and a curse, my loves. It's because you signed up for this, you are brave enough for this, and because of this you attract a lot of these kind of people that need healing, that need to get rid of these strongholds. So you could attract a lot of light beings also, people who are your soul group, your soul family, right? Flights I'm hearing, okay? So yeah, that's what I'm getting for you guys. Wow. Pile 2. All right, so let's get into it. Let's see what spirit has to say about what role do you play in the chaos of your life. Yeah, servant in reverse. Exactly what I was telling you about, you being that servant in everyone's life, of you being that helpful in everyone's life, where you feel like you are meant to serve others, you're meant to help others, you're meant to heal others, you know, you're meant to bring others to this state of enlightenment where people are meant to know their true nature, where people are meant to know the truth. But in your lifetime, pile 2, it's very difficult for you to do this on a whole different level where everyone else is understanding that, unless and until you meet soul group who are on that same mission in different parts of the world, who are in that same energy, on that same frequency. And it's very difficult, right, to be able to accumulate that. But once you start vibrating in that frequency, you will attract that. But until then, there will be times when you attract these demonic strongholds. Why? Because you at times feel like that, you know, you're not able to progress in life. You know, at times you could feel like there is a lack of money in your life. You could have gone through financial difficulties, financial strongholds, where people wanted to manipulate you like a snake and hold you back by taking away your money, stealing your money, or taking some kind of control in your life financially, you know, and using that money as an excuse to keep you down, as well as you doing that to yourself, where because people have done this to you, you feel like giving up on your mission, giving up on your light, giving up on that power of peace, on that power of oneness, on that power of unity. You feel like giving up, and it's understandable, my loves. It is totally understandable. But to use these dark tactics of the dark realms, of the 33% of evil that exists in the universe, to use that as an excuse to not be able to move forward in life is something that is creating more chaos in your life, okay? Where you could at times you know, delight in serving others with a free and loving heart, but when, you know, you don't get certain results from that helping or that healing or that kindness and that generosity that you're extending towards people, you don't receive that love, you don't receive a certain amount of maybe validation, or at times you don't get you know, why you're here, and you know, why you had to be trapped in this dimension, etc., etc. Like, there could be a lot of negative connotations to then, you know, you feeling like that, you know, being of service to others is just painful, you know, it's not, you're giving up, you know, and that could cause chaos, where when you give up, you attract more of these people who again want to take hold, who want to strangle, who want to, like, you get me, right? Yeah. Wow. Let's get the other card. So what role do you play in the chaos of your life? We have acceptance here. So yeah, there has to be a major acceptance of your life path, of you accepting the fact that you came here with your own will, with your free will, pile 2, okay? And for you to be able to accept yourself for who you are. If you enjoy serving others, if you love helping others, this is a part of yourself that you have to accept completely. You cannot see yourself as a victim. You cannot see yourself as someone who, you know, could not thrive out of situations because everything just took control over your life since the beginning. You know, you have to accept that those things that happen to you are a part of your life lesson. That chaos is something that you are meant to look in the eyes of, and it will be the ultimate level of chaos that you face if you want to reach that ultimate level of peace and harmony in your life. And to be able to spread that knowledge to others is to be able to accept that these circumstances and situations are going to be a part of your life purpose, are going to be a part of your life. Okay, and it says here, I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change, right? So this is your biggest challenge. This is what you are playing the role of, is at times not accepting your nature for what it is. At times maybe feeling like that imposter syndrome, or feeling like that you are just giving and not receiving anything in return, and that being useless, and you giving being useless, and you being useless, you know, and feeling defeated from life or by people who are doing this to you. And understand that the people who are doing this to you are not doing it themselves, because they do not recognize the light within themselves. They all have light, they all have this energy that you have, pile 2, they all have this energy, but they do not see it. It's so close to them. You see the snake, like how will the egg see the snake when the snake is all around them, right? So it's like it's just hidden in plain sight. It's right in front of them, but they cannot identify it because of the fragmentation, right? And they are that light just like you, but they are meant to evolve. That's why you've come here. But it's very difficult to, you know, awaken everyone and to heal everyone and to change everyone, you know, and you won't be able to do that, and to accept that you won't be able to heal the entire planet and to be able to change the entirety of the consciousness is in itself a painful burden to bear, my loves. Heavy is the crown that, you know, bears the burden, and heavy is the head that bear the crowns, is what I'm hearing, right? Yeah. So there's this acceptance that comes with that. There's an acceptance that comes with understanding that it's okay if you can't do it. Whatever you can do, whatever is in control, you will be able to impart that wisdom to those people, people that are seeking that, my loves. Those people who have been through the same things that you have been through will be able to understand you, is something that is true, and accepting that will help you heal that chaos as well within yourself. All right, we have surrender to passion. Wow. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. At times you could have lost your passion towards life, passion towards your purpose, passion towards doing this for humanity, and Spirit is asking you to ignite that passion again, to release that indoctrination that you have to be there for everyone, that you have to do this. Even Christ or Buddha could not do that level of change, you know, even though they were legends and they are part of the legends. There are people before Christ and Buddhas who have come and gone, and the world has still had that 33% evil, you know, continue to exist on this dimension. So know that even though you create that ripple effect in the world, that you will not be able to completely erase that demonic hold, and you have to accept that, right? And be passionate about your life, be passionate about what ignites you, what lights up a fire in your belly, what is it that you can do for yourself as well with your passion, what is it that you want to explore about this world, explore about your soul family, right? And do things together with passion, with purpose. Collaborate with people who accept you for who you are, who you accept, because you are very non-judgmental, pile 2. I can pick up on that energy. So find people like you, right? That will be a whole new level of unity and peace, and who knows, maybe that can overturn the entire evil. You never know, right? But acceptance and not knowing what the outcome of your servitude will be is going to help you in healing that. But the role that you are playing in your chaos is not accepting your passion for what it is, not accepting why you came on this planet, and feeling defeated and attracting entities who want a strong hold on you because you are accepting that defeat, and, you know, choking you in that energy, choking you on your light, basically. Interesting, my loves. Okay, so yeah, we have the 9 of Swords. Yeah, so the stronghold that negative entities have on you is through your thoughts, through your mind. That's why there's get out of your head and 9 of Swords here, which is the mental chaos energy. So there's a lot of mental chaos that you go through in your life, all right, which you are meant to heal. There's a lot of mental thoughts which agonize you, which terrorize you, which make you fearful. And that thought energy, that air energy, is something that you are meant to master in this lifetime. And how is air mastered? Is through your breath, through you focusing on your breathing. How are you breathing in situations? How are you breathing in your day-to-day life? Are you full of anxious thoughts, anxiety, stress, worries, neglecting yourself in the process, avoiding your own healing in the process? How are you doing that? Because there's a target on you by the negative entities. Look at that. There's a target on you by the demons, by the negative dark forces. And again, not to judge the dark forces, because they play a humongous role in humanity learning their lessons. So not to negate them. That is why I'm telling you, you are very non-judgmental, 𝗵𝗂. You are very above good and evil with your energy. So you can't even blame the demon somewhere. Like, you're like, yeah, I understand, right? So there is a target on your head, but are you going to victimize yourself with that target? Are you going to give in to your shadow? This is your shadow. The snake is your own shadow, 𝗵𝗂. You are your own enemy, 𝗵𝗂. You are your own enemy. And to accept that and be passionate about healing that enemy within and being of service to yourself is in itself very, it's kind of disorienting, is what I'm hearing, because it's not outside of you. If you keep trying to help and heal others, that's a great aspect to have within yourself. But to do that for yourself within is going to create that implosion in the world, that ripple effect in the world. You need to check out my ripple effect readings. It's in the playlist in the comments, in the description box below. Alright, that will be very helpful for you guys. But here it says, causes great battles and wars, causes wounds to purify. Look at that. 𝗵𝗂. You're here to purify your wounds. You're here to purify others' wounds by first purifying your own wounds. You're here to go through great battles and wars, but to choose your battles wisely. 𝗵𝗂 as well. Alright? To choose your battles wisely. And these battles are mainly mental, I'm hearing. They are mental. After you go through traumatic experiences, they are all mental. So you can heal people through your thoughts, through your presence, just by purifying your thoughts, through breath. Through breath. Breath is key. 𝗵𝗂. Okay? We have, look at that. They are engaging in some risky behavior. Be sure to protect yourself to be safe, right? So there will be a lot of people who will take risks or will want to defeat you by taking huge risks upon their own lives. Certain demonic entities will take over people in your life who will risk their life to destroy you, so you don't bring this light into the world. So you have a big mission here, 𝗵𝗂, and it's scary, it's terrifying. I am myself scared of you, I'm telling you. Okay? So there will be entities that do risk, that take a risk through, possessing human beings to be able to strangle you, to be able to take your life, or whatever it may be. There are very you are in a battlefield in this world, and you know it, and it's terrifying to you, it's scary to you, it makes you feel like that you are alone in this world and that nobody sees you, but that's not true. Okay, you are my pioneers, 𝗵𝗂. You are these brave warriors on these horses, and there are people throwing shards at you, and there is a soul group here. I see a lot of birds here, so there's a soul group who is exactly on the same mission as you. Trust me on this, there are many people on the same mission as you. Seeing a lot of birds together, flocking together, is a sign that you are meeting a soul group very soon who are on the same mission as you. 𝗵𝗂. Alright? But it's very essential that you up your protection in this lifetime. Up your protection. Save yourself. Do not unnecessarily involve yourself in saving everybody else to the point that you are risking your life. This is why you also attract chaos in your life, is that you go above and beyond to help others to the point that you risk your own life. You could self-sacrifice yourself at times. That's something that I'm picking up with your energy as well. Look at that. Make others feel guilty for their lack of success. So at times the darkness could have taken hold over you, where at times you could have felt that you are not successful, so you could have blamed others for not being successful, or maybe your parents since your childhood blamed you for lacking some kind of talent or ability, or maybe you are very empathic or very isolated, or very, you know, like you felt lonely since your childhood because no one understood this mission. Nobody truly understood. Even your family, even people that are closest to you did not understand you and made you feel guilty for things, to the point that at times you could have placed a lot of importance on your success rather than on the present moment, on what you're doing moment to moment, or how much you're focusing on your breath, how much you're coming back to your center, how much are you grounding yourself. You could have at times taken over, you know, these traits of these demonic entities, where success meant everything to you, you know, achieving the best position, you know, being the best in your field meant everything to you, right? Then we have love, romantic, and we have goal. Wow. Yeah. So pile 2, I feel like you're meant to have a romantic lover in your life, someone who will truly understand you, okay, understand your mission, and you both are going to see the light together. This is so beautiful. Pile 2, you are meant to have someone in your life who goes through very traumatic situations just like you, who's going to be your lover, okay, and they're going to be your best friend. I'm hearing like best buddy, I'm hearing fist bump. You know, there's this best friendship quality to your romance that is meant to be bringing a change in this world as well, and as how there's okay, the kind of change that your love relationship will bring to the world is going to be couple goals for people. It's going to heal the people, it's going to heal romance, it's going to heal how people see love, how men see love, how women see love. The concept of love is something that you're meant to transform in this life. You're meant to show people a higher form of love, which includes passion, which includes acceptance, which includes you being there for each other, you know, and transcending guilt, transcending lack, transcending any form of wounds that you have had to have in your love life, and love in all its forms, whatever traumas you have had to go through, accepting that about each other, and learning that there are things that you can do but things that you cannot truly do, okay, and this will help you in aligning yourself with your highest path. All right, so pile 2, wow, I don't know if I'll have to take a break after this pile, because yeah, it's been incredible. Let me in the comments down below who you guys are. I'm speechless after this reading. Okay, there will be a lot of people who point fingers at you, by the way, in this life, okay, and you will attract a lot of people who accuse you, people who see your light and want to accuse you of being of the darkness, of someone who is of false light, you know, just like this person, dude. The person who just spoke to me, I spoke about initially in this reading when I was asking you to pick the choices, when I told you that this person was accusing me of everything dark for being in the tarot industry, for helping people or for healing people, and this person was literally pointing fingers at me, even though I was trying to be very honest and raw and vulnerable about, you know, the struggles I've had to go through and why I, you know, went to Vipassana, etc., etc., right? So yeah, there are going to be people just like that in your life, pile 2, who challenge you, but that is only meant to increase that love frequency in you and to have that goal. It's like these people are actually strengthening your goals in your life. See them as stepping stones towards success in your life in terms of reaching this life mission of yours, pile 2. All right, and accept these people because they are on their path, they are on their journey, but not everyone will understand. And that is your biggest cause for chaos in your life, is when you think that you can change them with just, you know, talking about it. You know, you would rather be, I mean, it would rather be more beneficial for you if you be a living example of what you're, of what you want to talk about. Don't just talk about it, be it, embody that, embody the love, embody acceptance of every part of your body, every part of yourself that you feel is imperfect, you know, When you feel like you're not serving enough, you could feel imperfect. You could feel like you are not good enough, you're not lovable enough, but you are lovable enough. Okay, you are loved even in your imperfections, and you need to know that, pile 2. All right, beautiful, my love. So let's see, what is the advice for pile 2 pertaining to the spread spirit? Please guide us. Pile 2. Oh, whale song resonating. Wow, I feel like you guys are so, like, you're vibrating with my resonance here. Like, you feel it. Like some of you could have gotten goosebumps while I was reading for you. Like, I see the bubble like resonating. Oh, I see the oh my god, I see. I'm sorry guys, I just this is a difficult pill to swallow. Pile 2, I don't know why I said pile 3, but some of you could be crying with me, some of you understand what I'm saying, and I'm so sorry, my loves, for everything that you've had to face in your life. I'm so sorry, but know that I love you in all of your imperfections, I promise. Okay, I love you in everything that you have been through, and I validate it today that whatever you have been through is with your own resonance, and that enemy is within you, it's not outside of you. Okay, and the more you kind of see these people as your enemy, the more you're missing the point. And your divine mother, this is your divine mother. Okay, they say she's in the deep, she's in the ocean. And I was recently listening to 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗵 talk about this particular lecture of his, where our mother is our serpent, and our mother is a serpent, and she's in the deep of the ocean, dark depths of the ocean. And just resonating with that was so like enlightening, you know. So yeah, I think this resonated with you very deeply, pile 2, and this is not your first rodeo with the first breath in reverse. Those are my tears, by the way. Oh my god, I don't know if you can see them. I'll just wipe it. Alright, but first breath in reverse this is not your first rodeo in healing others and helping others. You're like an avatar, you're like someone who has come down and descended upon this planet by the blessings of your divine mother to be able to do this mission for the world. Alright, so never ever see yourself as someone who's not doing enough, because you are doing a lot. Okay, just by being here on this planet is enough, pile 2. Okay, just know that, my loves. Alright, beautiful, my love. So 26 could be significant for you in terms of your age. 2 could be your life path number. 6 could be your life path number. 9 as well. 6 another 6 is here, so life path number 6, and 1 as well. Okay, 6 plus 1 is 7, so could be 7 as well. 6 plus 2 is 8, could be 8 as well. Alright, these could be dates, life path numbers, ages. These could be significant for you. Alright, so let me just read this for you guys from the oracle deck. Alright, 61. Wow. This brought out a lot of my loving energy, like, and the resonance that this reading is vibrating at is on a whole new level. Thank you to your higher self, to your spirit guides, pile 2, for resonating so deeply with all of us who are doing this as well as watching this. Alright, so all of us as in my spirit guides are with you in this reading, so all of us as in them, right? So here it goes. A whale song. Some of you could be singers, by the way. Okay, some of you could be very artistic. You're meant to sing healing songs or something like that, or healing frequencies of doing something with water as well. Okay, something about water is coming through. So it says remembering, harmonizing, resonating. There are moments in life when you have a sense of deja vu, that you have visited this place, these feelings, this person before, and you know that a new opportunity to dance has come around again. Yet there is a haunting quality to this, a melancholy, as life's mysterious fragility is also underlined. Like a whale song that pleads for its simple notes to be matched by another, You have a short time to capture this essence and let it resonate in a way that is potentially transformative, but only if you don't turn away. Sometimes you may forget the moments of your humanity, your truest desires, because you have become so earthbound and calculating, striving and doing. You are so overstimulated by the chase and what you are exposed to, that you forget your heart. Now it's time to jump into the water and play and be reminded of your creative self and collaborative impulse. No, sorry. Now it's time to jump in water and play and be reminded of your creative self, your collaborative impulse to sing along, seeking harmony, beauty, purpose and meaning. At this moment, that is your exact invitation. You will achieve more than the plans you set in motion if you use this opportunity to explore, to be curious and take a much needed break from what your mind thinks it needs to accomplish. Your heart is calling you, answer it. There could be a romance on your way. There's someone who is someone has a goal to have you in their life, 𝗫𝗫, okay? Someone's goal is to have you as their romantic partner. I do see that as well. And I do see soul group as well, whose goal is to reach people like you. So please comment down below, because you guys need to meet each other and form a soul group. This is what my channel is about, alright? So please comment down below who you guys are, what pile you chose, so that you can meet each other, talk to each other. Please don't be afraid in opening up conversations with each other. I want this to happen on my channel, alright? So yeah, this card literally, I think, explained everything that I have been talking about in terms of, you chasing that success and being so go into your serving energy that you have forgotten to come back to your center, come back to grounding, come back to your heart. And your mother wants you to do that, your divine mother, alright? She wants you to play, she wants you to have fun, she wants you to love again, alright? She wants you to accept everything about yourself, including those parts of yourself that are fat, that are chubby, that have stretch marks, that don't feel good enough, whatever it may be, okay? Accept it. It's all you, and that is perfection in itself. You are perfection, my loves, in your imperfections, alright? So thank you so much, 𝗫𝗫, for tuning in. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, check out the description box below, along with my Amazon wish lists for USA as well as India. So if you're from either of those countries, you can gift me tarot decks, oracle decks on this channel to be able to see a lot of new interesting readings with those decks. Also, if you would like to donate and you feel extra generous to see this channel grow, you can definitely donate on my PayPal, which is also given in the description box, my loves. And I've been seeing your donations come through, and I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you so much, my loves, and peace. What part do you play in the chaos of your life? What role do you play in attracting chaos, inviting chaos in your life? How are you doing that? Alright. So the first thing I'm feeling with the golden egg, my loves, is that you're very special. You're very special. You are like a golden opportunity for people to get a hold of. You're someone who is, you could be doing well financially. You're someone who is very goal oriented. You're someone who knows how to have material abundance, material success in your life. It could be through your communication, through your speech, alright? It could be through some kind of artistic endeavor. So maybe you're an artist or you are a creative in some way, and you are unlocking, or you have unlocked this ability to manifest wealth through your creativity in some way, okay? But the issue with that, my loves, how are you attracting chaos in your life, is when you kind of keep going at life, like you keep on hustling, or you keep on buying into the matrix, or you keep on going after the gold, or after the fool's gold is what I'm hearing. You rush after the abundance, but you don't take time off in quietude, like where you are quiet, where you have time for things to unfold. So maybe like you keep taking action towards your goals, and when at times you hit roadblocks, or you don't see a good outcome of that, you kind of get disheartened or get disillusioned, or you feel like you have wasted your time, alright? And Spirit is saying that you need to master the art of being quiet, of reserving your energy, of knowing the importance of resting, knowing the importance of taking a step back. So this is talking about your feminine energy becoming very distorted to the point where you don't either acknowledge your feminine energy within you, even if you're a masculine, and if you're a feminine, it's like you could be more into your masculine energy and you lack that feminine energy to be able to be receptive towards what you're manifesting, what you're attracting. So you are a person who is an action taker. You can go. You have a lot of stamina, a lot of endurance, you have a lot of a lot of power behind your moves. So you keep on thinking that whenever I make a move is when I'm going to receive something, without any kind of action. And if I'm just lazing around and I'm not doing anything, you're very hard on yourself in terms of resting or stabilizing your energy or going into deep meditation at times, sometimes giving yourself that space to rest, to rejuvenate from all the hustle and the bustle of how much you have actually invested energy in taking action all this while, right? So it's very important for you to find a place of deep and restful ease, and this can happen through some kind of yoga practice or some kind of a meditation practice. And if you do not have any kind of meditation practice, it's time for some introspection or contemplation, all right? Because whenever your mind will begin to settle and the breath is calm, then you can ask a question that weighs the heaviest on your heart, and staying open to any kind of response that you're hearing from your heart. Engaging with that kind of energy of this card, especially the golden egg, is an advanced practice, right? It requires becoming intimate with your very own essence and comfortable with vulnerability with yourself and others. When a feeling of tenderness or gratitude arises from deep within your heart, know that you are well on your way. Your chest may begin to swell as well, like you are seeing an old friend that's been away for a long time. Listen to the message that they have been wanting to tell you, right? So pile 3, I feel like your heart chakra is something that can cause you a lot of, cause for you to attract a lot of love, harmony, balance, wealth. But if your heart is blocked, if your heart is not open, if it feels like it can't trust, if it feels like it has to hide, it has to protect, or it has to kind of shield itself from the harshness of the world, and it has to kind of go and not pay attention to its own heart, right? Like your own self, you paying attention to your own heart is not given importance. It is something that will be the ultimate cause of your chaos, where you will attract people with a blocked heart chakra in your life, with an inability to express emotions, an inability to be able to trust you, an inability to be able to express their feelings, their vulnerabilities, their emotions, their comfort levels in being in the same space as you, right? This is what you will start attracting, right? So it's important to be in your center, to be able to discover that portal that is your heart, which is your most intimate and luminous space, right? And it is your inner guide, which can be activated through deep meditations of the heart as well. So any kind of heart healing frequencies, or basically going into deep meditation with maybe some guided meditation to focus on your heart, to focus on what is coming out or what it is speaking to you when you are in silence. This will be like that unstruck sound that you have not heard before, but it is something that is going to heal that chaos that you tend to attract a lot in your life, all right? Because you are this golden egg, right? You are a golden egg for other people as well. Like people see a lot of purity in you, a lot of ability to be this golden egg in their life, where they can gain certain financial opportunities through your presence. They can get certain credits in their name from taking ideas from you, or basically you are this golden opportunity in everyone's life, and people see this. So the chaos that is attracted is by seeing that you keep taking action, and you attract people who do the same in duplicitous and manipulative ways, because their heart chakra is blocked and your heart is also blocked. So you're not taking time to rest and rejuvenate, and you attract those kind of restless people who are going after the gold, right? And them seeing you working hard, but also working on your purpose, or working in your diligent effort to, do things for the betterment of you, your loved ones, etc. It's like these people want to take advantage of that. So that is how you are a cause of your own chaos, is you're not resting, you're not valuing your time to take a step back from the hustle and bustle, or even if you have to hustle, for example, there are times when you can take a pause, take a break from that. But some of you are relentless at your at your focus in that, to the point that you exhaust yourself. You could get sick, you could get a burnout, you could start getting symptoms of like some kind of illness that you have to then be on bed rest to cure. And I'm not inviting that energy in your life. It is you who's doing that. You are the cause of that. So to be able to avoid that, my loves, is to be able to rest and rejuvenate with your own permission, rather than letting other illnesses and things like that take a hold of your life. It's like you take the hold of your life back, or you take the control of your life back, where you schedule a time where you can kind of take a break and maybe go for a walk, go on a vacation, take a trip, something that rejuvenates you. Go out with your friends, have fun sometimes, go out on weekends, party. You're not here to be this golden egg all the time, where you're constantly chasing the gold, or you're constantly chasing money, but you're also here to rest and to play and to have fun and to rejoice. So that is something that is again the cause of the chaos in your life, my love. So let's see the next card for you. We have the Knight. Beautiful. So it says here, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principal, romantic delusions. Okay, so pile 3, what happens with you guys is what I'm getting, is that somewhere you can at times you could have gone through relationships in the past where initially you felt like you were loyal towards the person, you were romantic, and the person that was with you was very chivalrous towards you, and they were very honorable, and etc, right? You could have met a lot of these kind of personalities, but they were a Knight, pile 3. Alright, and what you have done is you have based your experiences based on the kind of Knights that you have attracted, that okay, romance is a delusion in itself. Like, romance doesn't exist, love doesn't exist. I would just focus on my money because that is what brings me whatever I want in this world. So I might just go for the money. I might just go for what it is that I want. And Spirit is like, that is your shadow. That is something that's attracting again people who keep doing that to you. People who appear to be very much loving, very noble, very loyal, and very romantic and chivalrous, but in turn have no substance of that staying power. Basically, they don't have that staying power in your life, and that could have caused you to then focus on your money more, kind of imbalance yourself to the point that this happens to me again and again, so I might rather just focus on my money, because my money will never leave me, my money will always have that staying power, and etc. You have like told yourself these things, and that is the cause for the chaos in your life, where the chaos is in your romantic life and in your financial life, where even in your financial life, like you kind of go, right? Instead of resting, you feel like if you're not doing something, that you're not good enough. That is something that was either told to you by since your childhood, by your parents, or you never felt good enough for your parents to be able to show them how capable you are of earning finances. So whenever you do, you feel like you are kind of you feel that false sense of ego because of convincing that aspect of your parents within you that are criticizing you about your finances. Like, yes, I won over that parent, like I did something about myself. And you not focusing on romance could be something that maybe your parents also said, that you constantly get lost in your relationships, you're very rebellious, all you want is love, and you don't care about your money, etc. That could have also wounded you, right? So these wounds are basically running your life right now. These wounds are what is creating that chaos in your life, and you need to kind of remind yourself that you are loyal, that you are romantic, you love chivalrous people, you love the love of honor itself, you love love itself, and it's okay to love love. It's all right. It's not something that's a delusion, and it's not something that's destructive, and You know, you need to kind of understand that about yourself, that it's okay, it's not destructive to love, all right? And to also balance your love life with your financial life, and to not give one most of your attention to the point that you forget the other, right? Because that imbalance could be causing a lot of chaos in your life as well. You know, you bring that chaos in your life by doing this to yourself, my loves. Okay, so yeah, the next is self-esteem. Yeah, you could have taken a big self-esteem hit. Could have been through your finances, could have been through your romantic life, where you did not feel good enough. You know, you did not feel like you possessed any gifts of the soul that can benefit you or others. You felt like you were useless. You were made to feel useless in love or in finances. Pile 3. All right, and that is something that could have wounded you so deeply that now you don't want to either look at it, or when you look at it, you feel like you can't trust it. You can't trust your heart with a person like that, who is loyal, who is chivalrous, because you know that they are going to lack that staying power, or you know that they are going to lack a stability or solid foundation, or the ability to stay right in your life. It could have been due to maybe one of your parents detaching from you due to money issues, or one parent using the other parent for money as well. This could have caused a wounding in you, because that parent was supposed to be earning their own bread rather than depending on another parent for money. And maybe you could have been the child of a single parent, for example, right? I'm just giving examples so some of you can relate to one or another. But that single parent raised you, and then that single parent could have kind of criticized you on, what do you mean by you focusing on love? You need to focus on studying, or you need to focus on education, you need to focus on the bag, on the money, on the hustling, etc. Right? That could have taken a self-esteem hit. You could have also dealt with lovers who were also into money. So they were initially very chivalrous, but they wanted your money. You know, they wanted your power, your prestige, your ability to have that money and to be able to control your money by loving you, or something like that, right? Where romance itself became destructive in your life. And why did it become destructive? Because again, you are expecting that out of your wounds of self-esteem. You are expecting that because you feel that you are yourself useless. You're useless. Like, yeah, that's what I'm feeling here. Okay? And you're not useless, pile 3. You are the most useful person to whatever industry you're in, to whatever family you're in. But if those people have not understood the benefits of having you in their life, it is their loss, because you are the golden egg, pile 3. It's a different thing that you don't see that in yourself, but I see it clearly. You are that golden egg. You can manifest opportunities for money like this. I'm telling you, but you don't see that. You don't. And that is why you cause chaos in your life. That is why you attract lovers who seem very loyal, seem very loving, seem very chivalrous, but they are lacking that self-esteem in themselves. They are lacking, they feel useless themselves. Let me be very honest. Okay? And when they see a person as useful as you, honestly, they see a lot in you than you see in yourself, to be honest. When they see that in you, they want to control it, they want to tame it, they want to kind of use you for it. Okay? And you don't see this in yourself. So that is causing a lot of chaos in your life. Look at that. You have made yourself small. That's why that card is coming through with surrender to your full power. You have played small, even though you are such a powerful manifester, you're a powerful creator, you are a lover, you are a romantic, loyal, I mean, you are I'm hearing like a hopeless romantic. You are someone who is very noble, very honorable, and you're dedicated to your goals, to your craft. But you're also the same kind of lover. You're very loyal in love, you're very romantic in love. So maybe people have taken advantage of that in your love life as well, right? And that made you feel very useless. Like, what is lacking in me? I'm doing everything for them, I'm helping them financially, or I am very loyal to them, and still they are not returning that to me. But that's because you were looking for their compliment, for their validation of affirming to yourself that you are everything, that you are beneficial, that you are useful. And the more you looked outside, you never got the answer. It's because that golden egg is you, it's inside you, it's not in any of them, right? So you need to see that gold within you, that you need to alchemize, basically. You need to turn lead into gold. You need to alchemize yourself, okay? You need to turn any kind of shitty situation that you have been through, any kind of traumatic situation in love, in your finances, and in these woundings since your childhood, you need to turn that into gold. Use that to propel you forward, not only in your finances, but also in your love life. Know that you are powerful. You are this lioness. You are the person in control of the lion, literally. And when you tell the lion go, that lion goes, literally, okay? When you tell it stop, it stops. Why? Because you're not scared of the lion. You're not scared of the beast within you. You're not scared of people basically trying to overpower you or control you anymore, because you are in control of yourself. You are in control of your self-esteem issues. You are in control of your loyalty, of who to give it to and who to not give it to, and recognizing your worth. Surrendering to your goddesshood, to your godhood within yourself, right? So it says here, your life is calling you to step into your power rather than playing it small. Exactly, pile 3. Where are you playing small in your life? Where do you feel like you are non-beneficial to people? Where do you feel like you are powerless? You are helpless? Where do you feel like that? Pile 3. That is the cause of the chaos in your life. You are playing that role in the chaos of your life right now, okay? So we have the Ace of Cups. Yeah, look at that. There is a lack of self-love as well with the Ace of Cups here. Okay, so it says here, teaches philosophy and the uses of herbs, heals all diseases and disorders, brings good familiars. Look at that, the diseases. I was telling you about you falling sick if you keep on going in that direction of hustling and bustling and not stopping and taking a step back and learning to receive as much as you give. Okay, there has to be a 50-50 at that, or a 60-40. You know, giving 60, 40 receiving. God damn it, at least that much. You know, so here, Ace of Cups. So something about philosophy. So some of you could be very philosophical, okay? Sometimes your own philosophies can be the cause of your own chaos. Maybe the philosophies that you believe in are like either very pessimistic or maybe stoicism is what I'm hearing, like stoicism, you know, because you constantly got triggered in love and in your finances and in your childhood. So it's like the philosophies that you have adopted is stoicism, where you neglect your heart even more, where you like become stoic, or I'm hearing grey rock method, like not showing expression, not showing emotion, like being completely poker faced, etc., right? Or here it says heals all diseases and disorders. Some of you could be healers literally, or doctors, or philosophers yourself, or something like that, you know, but brings good familiar. So it's telling me that somewhere you have the ability to heal all these traumas within yourself, all right? And it can happen through adopting the better philosophies of life rather than adopting philosophies which keep you stuck in the same vicious cycle of, you know, completely not going within your heart, you know, and stepping into that portal of your heart where you embody. Interesting, I'm hearing something. Okay, so merging your vulnerability with your ego is what will heal this chaos, all right? This is coming from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, okay? Flights, my loves, okay? Soul group. Making your vulnerability a part of your ego. That is your superpower. I know you have a big heart. You have a golden heart, pile 3. But since it has been taken advantage of for so long, it's important that if you want to be free of this chaos that you keep attracting, is to merge your vulnerability, that side of you that wants to be vulnerable, that wants to be open, that wants to be trusting, with your ego, so that you show it in a powerful way, so that it's like it's not taken advantage of, like a phoenix that rises from the ashes. And a phoenix is not scared because it has died already, so it is rising from its own ashes. So it's like that's the alchemy, that's the transmutation of merging those two qualities together, okay? That will help you in attracting more powerful partners, partners who have the staying power, partners who are surrendering to their own power rather than having self-esteem issues themselves. They know that they are the lions or the lionesses of their life, right? And that they don't victimize themselves, they don't, you know, kind of either give in to stoicism or to any kind of grey rock, or to, you know, things like that which keep their heart dulled and muddled, right? That is what the Ace of Cups is talking about. It's your heart chakra that needs to be paid attention to, because that is the cause of the chaos. The more you are avoiding the heart, the more it is causing issues and problems, and could also cause illnesses, all right, to your heart if you don't pay attention. Some of you could have heart issues in your family bloodline and things like that. Pay attention to that, my loves. Does your family have this same issue of surrendering to their power, them feeling helpless, them feeling like they're useless, that they are of no benefit to others, that they are lacking certain gifts and talents and abilities to be able to, like, constantly feeling a burden, like constantly feeling like they are a burden on others or burden on this world, something like that? Do you have those patterns in your family? All right. We have criminal mind. Wow. So this is how you attract people with low self-esteem and people who don't have the staying power, and you attract a lot of people with like criminal mindset, or it says they could engage in some criminal activity, theft, fraud, or using illegal drugs. All right, so you could attract such people in your life, people with sneaky behavior, people with criminal tendencies who want to steal what's yours, rightfully yours as well, with the justice card here, something to do with law, doing illegal stuff, right, with the criminal mind. So yeah, that is why you attract such people, again, because of your golden energy, because of your power within your family. Maybe the family you come from is wealthy, so you attract a lot of people who just see your wealth or just see you as that golden opportunity to level up or to take a step ahead in their life. And so you have had to keep going, because then you were taken advantage of at one point in time from a lover or from someone who you trusted. A family member could have stolen from you or something like that, and there is justice that is going to happen regarding this, all right? But you need to first surrender to your full power and not feel helpless in front of these people, not feel like you are a victim of these people, all right? That is something that's coming through as well. Then we have someone is spreading the tea because they are jealous. Let's get all the cards out. We have disgusted and we have right. Wow. Pile 3. So you attract a lot of jealous people, because at times you do get jealous of other people's wealth, of other people's money. You could get jealous of, at times, other people advancing ahead from you. You could be jealous of other people's power in their life, financial power, power of spending, power of position, status in the society, name, fame in the society. At times you could get triggered, you could like it and hate it at the same time. Like you love watching celebrities, but you hate them at the same time. Like there's this duality I'm picking up, right? Where you like it, but you don't. Like there's this constant back and forth. And you do attract people who are jealous of you as well. Jealous of what you have, the position you have, the power you have over them, okay? People wanting to steal what is yours because they are jealous of the kind of money that you make, of the kind of ideas that you get in order to make sales, in order to get more clients, in order to attract abundance, all right? People could have done magic behind your back on you as well, with the magic card here, ceremonial rite here, okay? Because I feel like some people, and I do see that you are disgusted by such people as well, like you're highly judgmental that these people are doing this to me. Like you get disgusted by people who are attracted to you due to your ability to make money and gain finances. You're revolted, you're nauseated by them, you're repelled by them, right? But at the same time, it's like the people in positions of power, you do not like them, you feel jealous of these people, or you feel like that why do these people have all the power and why do you not? And then you also play small because you don't feel like you are useful to anyone or you're useful in your life. So then you use people. At times you could become destructive in your ability to have allegiance towards destructive rulers or destructive principles in your life or destructive philosophies in your life that actually destroys rather than heals you, right? So that is how you are playing a role in the chaos in your life. Pile 3, my loves, okay? So let's see then. Let's see what can pile 3 do. What's the advice here for pile 3 pertaining to this spread? What is the advice, Spirit, for pile 3 pertaining to the spread? What is the advice? Alright, that was quick. We have the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain. What was I telling you about alchemy? Pile 3. Look at the gold here, even the gold behind this. And look at this being here. Just, going through a lot of pain in their life. There's a lot of pain in your heart, my loves. Okay, and if you cannot heal your heart through all these challenges that you've gone through, to the point where you get disgusted by people, you feel jealous of people in power because you have gone through unfair situations in your life, or you felt like the divine has hurt you, or at times you have felt, taken advantage of, or abused or neglected, you feel useless, like you are not worth anything, you need to transmute all these energies. You need to turn them into positive, right? So I'm going to give you an example. So for example, you feel like you are not of use to anyone, right? Like that people cannot benefit from you in any way because you're useless, right? What makes you feel that you're useless? Write it down. All right, how is it that you have not been able to benefit others? Okay, write that down. Okay, now if you truly are speaking truth about these things, then you will be able to turn them into positive, right? So for example, I have not been able to help my family members with finances, right? So now how do you turn that into positive? Is I am making enough money to be able to support my family by focusing on time to rest as well as time to go all in into my efforts. I plan my days, I plan my goals, and I plan my rest time. For example, right? I'm just giving you an example. But you can do this in your personal life and see how that activity helps you. Taking that painful situation, writing it down, and then turning it into a positive. So, whatever it may be, right? Someone hurt you, someone cheated on you. Why they cheated on you? Is it because of you or is it because of them, right? So, write it down that this person cheated on me. This is the pain. How do you turn it into your power? Is by recognizing that that is not your fault. That person was lacking self-esteem because somewhere you are lacking self-esteem, right? Now we are going down even deeper. Why are you lacking self-esteem? Why? Because you were told that you were not good enough. Were you told that you are, some kind of a user, abuser? Were you told that you are the one to blame for everything? For having too much power, for having too much something? Whatever it may be, right? Because I'm reading for so many people and I know there are so many eyes on me. I see people who are kind of in a very dark mindset also watching this reading. So I want to help everyone. I want to help people who are in the shadow. I want to help people who are in the light, who are helpless, people who have abused their power also. I want to help both of them come into balance. So that's why I'm guiding you with the 2-2 here, literally, pile 3, okay? So transmuting that pain. Do not spread that pain. For my people who are in the power, do not abuse that pain over people who are helpless. Do not, okay? This will come back tenfold. I see you for doing this. I see you putting people in this position, okay? And this will come back to you tenfold if you do not apologize, if you do not go deep in your shadow to see what's going on. Even if it makes you insane, even if it triggers you to the point of insanity, you have to go down there. I don't care how dark you are. And for people who are in the light, or for people who feel like you have been a victim of circumstance, how are you thriving out of that? How are you turning it into your power? Okay, writing those things down will help you, my loves. Okay, so let me read this. Look at that! Oh my God! At the bottom of the deck, we have treasures hidden in the shadows. Trust me, pile 3, treasures hidden in the shadows. I'm going to read this for you as well. Okay, what's at the bottom? Completion. Look at that. You will reach a completion once you understand this. Pile 3. All right. So numbers, by the way, 22 could be significant. So 22 could be your life path number, or your life path number, or is life path number 22 usually? Let me know in the comments down below. But 2 plus 2 is 4, so could be your life path number. Could be 4, could be 6. 2 to 2 is very significant here, so something about 22nd could be your birth date, your age. All right, 62, 22. All right, we have 18 here as well. Any other numbers? We have 1 here as well. Okay, so life path numbers could be 8, 1, 1. All right, 9 as well. Okay, 8 is also very significant here. 4 is also very significant. All right, so let's see. Fool also is talking about Aries and Aquarius energy. Okay, and Scorpio energy is also something I'm seeing here very strongly. and I'm seeing Scorpio very strong. I'm seeing Cancer very strong. I'm seeing Taurus very strong, and I'm seeing Aries as well very strong here. Okay, so let me read this. 22. All right. Fool's embrace. Transmuting pain, allowing life to love you, the experience of both land. The pain of life is sometimes unbearable. When we are in it, we think that pain, that loss, that betrayal will be woven throughout the continuity of existence. We are kept hostage by the way we identify with the pain and what we make it mean. If we let it, it becomes etched into us like a tattoo. No matter where on the spectrum of pain you find yourself now, whether it be mild disappointment or searing loss, it's time to make peace with it. Befriend it rather than resisting it, running from it, or judging it as bad or unfair or hostile. Can you see the gift that is here? Surrender to the fool's embrace, allowing the truth to envelop you in love and compassion. What if you could learn something amazing from this? What is truly yours will not pass you by. Something better, perfect for you, is waiting elsewhere. If you could come to terms with liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open. Oh my God, your broken heart. We are talking about your heart energy right now. If you could come to terms with the liberation and freedom inherent in loss, your broken heart might open you up to greater sense of humanity and compassion. As in narrative of tarot, the fool will be at the beginning of your life's adventure and at the end when you have integrated all the wisdom you have accumulated along the journey. He will never let you down or lie to you. He will, however, teach you how to revel in both the beauty and desperation of life. Both and. This and that will always be true. Remember, the pearl can't be created without the gritty sand causing discomfort and acting as a catalyst in the oyster. Your pearl is discovered in the radical acceptance that everything has value. All is well now and will be well. Remember that today as you feel the fool's embrace. My loves, if you have chosen the pearls before swines in the previous reading that I did in the pick a card readings, and my recent readings that I've uploaded, check it out. If you haven't, that is your reading for you in the previous pick a card reading that I did before this. And if you have, this is literally your reading, okay? So this is a sign that, you're on the right track here. So remember, the pearl can't be created without gritty, discomforting situations. Your pearl is discovered in radical acceptance that everything has value, all right? The pain and the pleasure both have a value to it and both have lessons to it, all right? So that is something you're learning right now. Now 62, let me read the 62 here. All right. 𝗵𝗶𝘀𝗵. Treasures hidden in the shadows, the great mystery epiphany. 𝗵𝗶 hovers in the luminescent glory above the twilight moors of your life, whispering for you to step into the fog, into the mystery, the unknown. You may be visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. Pile 3, you have not been wanting to look at your shadow, and this reading might have been very terrifying for you. Just to go through the whole process, and maybe some of you will, comment that you don't resonate or you don't like it, then it's not your reading, my loves. Then maybe you're not ready for the lessons right now. Or some of you, it literally did not resonate. But my point is that it's essential that you look at the shadow. Let me know in the comments if you want me to do a shadow reading as well. We will dive into your shadow in the pick a card. Let me know, all right? So, you may have been visited by her before, but though intrigued, you refused her invitation. It would be safer you decided to remain on the journey you know. Again, the journey which is do, go, keep doing, because you feel useless on the inside, right? That is something you need to heal here. So while you always have a choice as to whether to follow her or not, you never know when you might encounter her again. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the known so appealing to you? It's only when you wake up to its restrictions, its soft prison or golden cage. Oh my God, golden cage. In this sense, turning away has its own consequences. Why is the known so appealing? It's only when you wake up to its restrictions, its soft prison or golden cage, that you realize there must be more. Alright? You have not wanted to look at this part of yourself, pile 3, and it's time to do so now. Alright, so Will-O-Wisp has come to you once again to offer you magic, but you will have to sacrifice certainty in the pursuit of adventure, your comfort zone for the dangers of discovery, your well-trodden path for the detours that may very well lead you astray, or will they? Can you accept that losing yourself will bring you closer to your true self? The profound shift of an epiphany can occur only when you risk the detour and enter the unknown. Now is the time to trust higher forces to lead you into this place, these worlds hidden at the threshold between what was and what can be. Here is where you will learn about your own unmasking to unmask yourself. Love what you discover, dark or light. See it all as divine and find a quiet thrumming power waiting for you to channel it into the world for good. The treasure you find, filled with the wealth of love and kindness, true prosperity, is ripe to share with others. She is here for you now. Will you accept her invitation? A great bounty of goodness awaits you. Pile 3. I don't know how much will I be able to describe this for you other than what I have just said. And some of you need this side of me to be able to be giving you a bit of tough love here, so that you can complete this cycle, so that you can close this door and basically open the door to mystery, open the door to your unknown sides, to this darkness, and shine light over it. Shine through your consciousness, like shine light over these dark parts of yourself, these parts that you keep fighting with, right? It's you that you're fighting against. So if you don't realize this, you won't be able to complete this chapter, which is what Spirit is coming through to tell you. Look at that, pile 3. Oh my God, many masks, the authentic self. Alright, this is what you have been doing. You've been masking yourself with different financial goals and all of that, and the pain has remained, my loves. Alright, pain has never gone away. It's just remained in this part of you which is suffering on the inside. It needs to be free now. Alright, pile 3. So let me know in the comments down below if you resonated with this, if you would like to book a personal reading with me. If you're from India, you can check out the Linktree link where my tarot booking form is there. If you're an international client, you can check out the Etsy shop link, which is given in the description box below. You can also donate to my channel if you want to see this channel grow, if you want to see more interesting readings. Alright, you can definitely donate through PayPal, which is also in the description box. And if you would like to donate tarot cards and oracle cards to my channel and to me, you can definitely do that through my wish list for USA as well as India. So if you're from either of those countries, you can gift me tarot decks, which I'll be able to use on my channel for your enlightenment and for your benefit, my loves. Alright, so thank you so much, pile 3, for tuning in. I hope the message was not too harsh, but it's something that was meant to be delivered in a tough love kind of way, and I apologize if it seemed too harsh, but it's just something that divine channeled through me, so I have to be in service of that. Alright, so thank you so much, pile 3, and peace.